Alrighty, yo, I guess Beast back with some more Beastly content. So today we're going to be doing a settlement tour over the Newcastle City build. This is semi-work in progress. The main city has been built, however, I do have plans for future things like greenhouses and maybe an outside sort of settlement for the less fortunate who live in this beautiful city. So without further ado, this is the front gate. As you can see, we have tons of turrets on top of it. We also have turrets around the entire wall. We will see more clips of that in a bit. If you see that little bit over there in the right, that is just kind of a work in progress future thing. The thing to the left is a finished dock, however, I don't really plan on keeping it being how it is right now. We will see that in a bit. Here is the elevator up. As you can see, you have to take an elevator to get into the castle now. That is the new castle design. It is a multi-level castle, so there's multiple levels to this sort of city area so that we can fit as many shops and everything else into this city as we can. As you can see here, this is the 4th floor of the elevator. It just leads up to the defense turrets, and then also you can get a nice view of the city. You can see all the shops, all the barracks for the Minutemen, everything going on in this city, which we will get into now. The 3rd floor is where we need to be going, so here we go, 3rd floor. Let us go. As you can see here, this is the entryway. This is what you see when you first enter the city. We do have a little marquee sign over there that just says, "Welcome to the Newcastle." There's the apartments available, there's the uptown market, there's the downtown market, and then also there's an oyster bar if you want to go there. As you can see though, this is how it is when you first walk up into the city. There's multiple ways you can go. You can go across the walkway to the left, which will take you to both the wind tunnel as well as a couple other shops and areas. We'll get to there in a bit. And then to the right, there is just the little meeting area for the Minutemen if they ever need to have an important meeting to discuss any sort of thing. And then also outside of the back little door there, there is going to be the artillery gun that they do make you build during the story. That's just where I put it, and I've never moved it, so it stays. But yeah, as you can see here, this is how it's looking so far, and this is just the artillery gun. This is where you can see the 2nd floor of the castle little area, just kind of looking down from the top floor. As you can see here, this is the 1st level, which is just going to be the walls where there's the oyster bar, and then also you can go along the walls and you will see the wind tower, and then of course, which is just wind turbines with like a little shack door up there. It just kind of reminded me of like Fallout 3's Megaton area, so I went with it. And then you can see with the 1st army barrack here, this one is actually unlit. It's one of the less used ones. I actually don't think any states are even. We have so many beds here and not enough settlers. So as you can see here, all your armor needs here. This is the Fallon's bus armor shop. I have not fully decorated it. I did a very large scale decorating of this, but then it was going to be a gun shop and now it's an armor shop. I want to put little like mannequins in here or something wearing different armor and showing off some different armor stuff just to show what's for sale there. But besides there, we have a little marquee sign here. Once again, all your armor needs. Check it out. As you can see, we have the little red rocket signs for the fuel station, actually just surrounding the entire wall, kind of just like an extra line of defense you can still shoot through, but you really can't be seen or shot at from up high like it is. This is how all of the barracks, besides that one look that was unpowered. And then this is the power plant. This is just where all the electricity for this city comes. And the wiring for this city, let me tell you right now, is pretty in-depth. There's a whole bunch of wires running everywhere. It's pretty crazy. So as you can see here, this is the secondary level of the town. This is where the 1st gun shop is, just underneath the stairway down into this level of the town. There is the SD there. It's the SD's super department of food, man. It's like a drink shop, I think is what I went with. It's just got like a nice little table and such in there, which we will see in just a second here. We got like a death club up there in a comic book. We did do a full video building this shop as well as all the other uptown shops, which I will link down below. That's the full build video, and it does also have a nice little cinematic showcase at the end. And then, of course, here is the Fallon's down here. I kind of want to change the name of the shop down here from Fallon's to something else because we already have a Fallon's, but we haven't yet. And this is the Super Duper Mart, not the SD. And it's just like a blue box cart sort of general market. And this is also just the general market. I do believe it's just a trader when it comes to the store that it's being used there. All of them have stores, so they're all making me caps. I do get about 1,000 caps every about 7 days from the settlement. Just from that, I do also have the landlord mod, or Commonwealth landlord mod, which gives me caps daily because I collect rent on the apartments that we do have here. But first things first, floor 3 of the new castle city. As you can see here, there's a lot to take in down here. A lot of shops right off the bat. You get down here, tons of places to spend your caps. So without further ado, there are 6 stalls there, but we're going to skip on over to the garage here. This is just the robot garage. I do like to build robots at my settlements. I gotta have a robot building station somewhere in my settlements most times, unless it's just a really small settlement or something, or there's not robot building allowed. But yeah, this is the salon area. It just has like a bunch of barber shops and just kind of barbershop themed looking. Hopefully, I think I did a good job on the barbershop. It's one of my more better themed ones, I think. And then of course we have the doctor's little bus over here. As you can see, there's just going to be infirmary beds in here with like low lighting. Kind of seems like where you'd have patients, just the low lighting so they can still sleep if they need to do, you can check on them. And then there's the doctor and of course the plastic surgeon. A little NPC stand there so that you can go talk to them and use that facility in this base. I did want to have all the facilities incorporated, but also here is just, I guess, the main meeting room. There is a rent notice board up here, which is actually the tax board, which is where you set the amount of taxes for the Commonwealth landlord mod. Once again, I do have a video over that mod as well as the full apartment builds, which we will get on into a minute, but right here, as you can see, this is the elevator that leads to the power plant officially. This is the official entrance into it. You can get into it from the back of the barracks at the end of the castle walkway, but that is a Minutemen territory, and they need to be able to get to the power plant for maintenance reasons, because they will be the one maintaining anything if anything goes wrong in this power plant. We do have a bus for anyone to live in if they do decide to. It's kind of like a shack that, you know, people are just living in without permission. It doesn't really have any vibes going on there. If you're working on the generators or anything and do wish to sleep there, you can, but besides that, you're kind of just trespassing. That's what's going on there. That's why it's just kind of messy in there. But back down to the 3rd floor, we're going to go ahead and get on into what else is going on in here. We'll just get a quick another shot of just that little right wall there we have with the screened-in area. That is actually the back entrance. We do have a setup going on back there that will be leading into what is also going to end up being a future video. But we will show that little area back there and what's going on so far and what we plan on working on back there. We'll discuss that a little bit. This is the little box cart markets here. As you can see, there are 6 of them. All sorts of varying vendors with all sorts of different goods you may want to purchase. They're all decorated semi-decently, I would say, and then here's 2 more little box cart stores. I do believe the next thing we're going to go to is just look at the little hallway of apartments here and check out what's going on inside the walls of the castle. So first things first, there's a laundromat all the way over here. We do have a full video over this laundromat. It does feature functional washer and dryer, so you can wash and dry your clothes, as well as make them dirty, make them clean. Check that video out, link down below. Once again, it is also a laundromat build. This is our little gym area. It's put together pretty decently. I don't mind it. I kind of wish I did something better with where the weights and stuff is, but besides that, you know, once again, another hallway full of apartments. We have A and B hallway. Those are the 2 hallways of apartments. One has 5 apartments, one has 6. I do believe they both have 5. This one may only have 3 or something like that. But I do believe it's 6. But regardless, those are the apartments. We do have a full video over building those, as well as a decent cinematic showcase in that video. If you do want a more in-depth video over every single apartment, they are separately decorated, but we're not trying to just focus on the apartments for the video. So this is the back walkway. Usually that is normally an entrance for anyone coming into the back. This is the security office. As you can see, there is a switch here that will activate the security doorway in the back. And when this is flipped, and I usually leave it open because it always spawns me in the back, and I haven't placed like a fast travel mat because I just don't like how they look. But in this back hallway is also the armory to the left here. We do have a decent amount of gear and stuff in here. We want to add more, but you haven't really done micro decorating to the maximum yet in this place, but it's still semi work in progress. But this seemed like a pretty good time to do a full tour of it. So as you can see here, that is the wooden docks area, and as I said earlier, the entire wall around the entire thing has turret stands on it, full of turrets, all wired and ready to go. They are all laser turrets. I do believe we're pushing like 700 defense here. This is the barges area. I do plan on building onto these barges, and we may tear down most of this wooden area we have over here and replace it with those barges. We didn't have CBC Wastelands or whatever the mod is we used for the barges at the time when we built all this, and we didn't have a couple other water resources that I think look better and are less space consuming, and also just, you know, I don't really like the base water purifier look. It's not good looking, and there really isn't a good one that looks good and works well. So this is how it looks for now around the castle. It is subject to change. We will be removing a lot of these water purifiers. We will be removing the dock, but that is for a future video. For now, this is the wooden dock area. I thought about just decorating it and making it like a wooden pirate-ish sort of like settlement built onto the docks where the less fortunate lived, and then they had to work in the fields and earn enough money to go rent an apartment. But I have not done that yet, and if I did that, I think I do want to make more places for people to sleep for the less fortunate that are like the farmers and such. But that is for a future video. I also have another mod called the Conquest mod, which I do want to do a video on shortly, and it basically makes Fallout 76 camps in Fallout 4. But I do believe that is all for now. Go ahead and leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it. Subscribe if you're not already, and keep it beast mode. I am out. See ya.